Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have got some apologizing and some explaining to do. Uh, if you heard the little phone call, the one that said this is your daughter calling or whatever, that was my daughter calling, and I turned the video off for a second so I could answer my phone, and she said that she was on her way to my house, that my grandson was been saying he wanted to go see Papa. So they came by, and he's he's quite the character. He is 100% boy, and it's the first time he's ever seen me painting. And the first thing he said when he seen that painting was he noticed the water and he wanted to know where the boat was. Well, I was trying to explain to him that there is no boat in this one, and he got in my lap, and while he was in my lap, he got to. I mean, he just kept on and on, pointing at the painting and talking about the painting. So I picked up the 1-inch brush, and I just made some bush shapes up here, and that seemed to kind of blow his little mind there for a minute. And then I put the colors on, and he identified that as yellow, and he identified that as red, but the other colors kind of messed with him a little, and as I'm sure it would a 3-year-old. But that just amazed him that Papa was painting this, and after he oohed and awed for a little bit, we just spent a little time arguing back and forth and fighting and, just doing Papa and grandson type stuff. And after he left, I got to thinking I cheated my audience out of seeing how I did these bushes. Luckily, we're going to do some more later on in the painting. But I just wanted to kind of explain to you guys why I left and there was no bushes and come back and there is bushes. Well, that's the reason, because I was trying to show my grandson basically how to make bushes, I guess. I don't think he quite learned nothing yet, but anyway, it was still fun trying to show him. So, y'all please forgive me for that. Alright, we're back into the painting now, and what is now bushes here is we actually 2 steps away from finishing this side, and I'm going to pick up a little bit more of the dark sienna and a little more of the white and mix into our color that we had highlighting these rocks with. And I'm going to pick up just a real small roll, and I'm going to come right up here and just start slightly touching in a couple places up the tree here, just to add a nice little trunk. And all I'm doing is just touching and pulling right back off. That is it. Then you can come right up here at the top and come out of the top of these little trees and give them a good point. Excuse me. Then you can go back in and get your fan brush, and you don't have to clean it real good, but knock a good bit of the paint that's in there out. And then dab it on a paper towel and come over here into your cad yellow And you can pick up just a tick of sap green and bring into that color. Alright, now I'm going to turn this around and get it to where hopefully you can see it in the camera better when we start highlighting these. We're going to come up. Since this is going to be the outside one, we're going to start on the middle one. And we're going to put just a faint little touch of highlight right down the middle here. Just to kind of make it stand out a little. Won't take much on that one. Won't take much on it at all. Alright, then we'll pick up a little more color here. And we'll start on this one next. And you just highlight it the same way you made it. And pick up just a tick of thinner here. Just a very little bit. Make it stick better. But you basically just highlight it the same way you made it. You just do it in little small touches. Just touch it and pull off. Just touch it and pull off. And then in certain places you want to make sure that you get your trunk covered in places. And that'll give you them limbs that look like they're facing you. But just like that, that's all there is to it. And you can see, remember back before everything went crazy, we came over that brown. Well, see that just popped right back out in the, I'm going to pick up a little bit more thinner. That just came right back out in the highlighting. Because now you can see right where the tree was. Alright, we'll come right up here on this one. And we'll do the same thing. Just light tap, that's all it is. Just enough to make that paint stick. Because if you don't have enough paint on here and you try to come up here and do this and increase the pressure in this, it's gonna make you want to push harder. And when you push harder like that, it's gonna make your paint smear. And as soon as that paint smears, you're going to end up with mud up here. And then you're going to be wanting to take some of the thinner and wipe something off. No, it won't be that bad. But you'll have a little happy accident. You'll have to go back and correct. But you can do it. That's the thing. That's the beauty of oil paint. You can always go back and correct it. Alright, just like that, we have some evergreen trees. So now that we're done on that side, I'll move this back around now, where we can watch us build this side. And I'll go ahead and wash this brush out real good, because I think, I'm not 100% sure, but well, we may not be completely through with it, but don't think we'll need, I had 2 out anyway, I don't think we'll need 2 out for anything else in this paint. I think what we need to do now is kind of, let's see, on this side, we need to, let's see. I think it'd be kind of neat if we come in here and let's say we pick us up some let's do it with dark sienna. We'll tap with some dark sienna on the brush. Lay it down, pull it out flat just like we did up here. And I think we'll come out. I think we'll come out just like this. We'll just come out about like so. And well, maybe we'll come out a little further. Maybe about like that. Then we'll come back in and we'll come around about like that. We'll pick up a little more paint and we'll come out a little further over here about like so. We may just bring that all the way over and tie it in like that. What do you think? Alright, so now we'll come back up here and we'll just fill all this in. But we want our lead and land to be more of a level type land. We don't want it looking all crazy. We just do it like this. I hope y'all are not as confused as I am right now. I'm just kidding. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes it does look sometimes it does look a little confusing. I'll be the first to admit that. But I can't really explain what I'm trying to do without probably confusing you more than just doing it and you watching it unfold as it happens, because sometimes I can't say it the way my mind's wanting me to say it. Alright, now we will, let's see, I'll just grab this other one that's brushed, it's already in the thinner. We'll go ahead and clean it right quick. And we'll come up here and we'll pick us up a little of the green like we did earlier. And we'll come right into the cad yellow. Since we already got this dark color down here. And we'll come up here and we'll just start right here. I want to keep this level across here for now, because I want it to look wow. The bird sounded upset about something. I got them separated in cages tonight. They're sitting there right next to each other in the cages, and they are screaming at each other. And I think what they're trying to do is see which one can be the loudest. Right now, I think that one's winning. They do this thing sometimes where they, my birds, to where one of them, it's kind of like he's doing roll call. He'll get to screaming and hollering like he's rounding up all the other birds, and then they'll get started. And it'll sound like you killing birds down here. I mean, they get crazy loud. And sometimes I think my wife should kill me because of them. Alright. Now, let's see. I think y'all can tell kind of now what's happening here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll hang on to this brush for a minute. And then I will come back up here to the dark sienna, and I'll tap a little of this on the brush. And then just as a kind of like just as a little background thing happening back here, I'll just tap on a little tree and just bring it down to about right in here somewhere. Maybe right in here. Then I'll take a little bit of the alizarin crimson and yellow ochre in the same color, and then I'll pick up a little of the cad yellow and put in the same color, and try to develop kind of a yellowish brown, maybe borderlining on the orange side a little. Nothing real crazy. And then add a little bit of white in it. I want this color to be seen, but I don't really want it yeah, that's about what I'm looking for right there. I do want it toned down a little bit. More to the, yeah, more like that, more to the light side. I want you to see it back here, but I don't want it to have a lot of detail either. Now, that don't mean I still don't want to make it right. You know, I still want to build it the same way you would always build one. But I'm not too concerned with putting a lot of detail in it. Alright, then I want to pick up my script liner right quick. And I want to go into the dark sienna color. And I want to come up through here. Oh, that's running. I need to get that a little darker. maybe a little thicker. And bring it up through here, like so. And then maybe over here, bring up one. Alright, that is definitely not working out in my favor. That is entirely too thin. We'll get some Van Dyke brown over here. Yeah, here we go. Now we can see it. Okay. I'll tell you what I will do. I will take this brush, not that brush, this brush, and I'll come up here and I'll tap this color off like this. Then I'll go back and get some Van Dyke brown. Because I do want this, yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. I want this trunk to be pretty prominent back here. In fact, I want both of them to be, yeah, like that. That's what I'm looking for. Because now I'm fixing to come into the Van Dyke brown again. And I want to come down here. With one about right there. And I want to bring another one. Yeah, maybe a little taller. I want to bring another one kind of crooked about right there. I guess I could bring another one right out here, like so. And then I want to have just some little branches on them. Up through here, up through here, maybe through here like so, and maybe one out like this. And then we can come off this crooked one here and bring him up a branch or two, about like so. About like that. And we can do the same thing with this one. That on their feet. Then we can come up here and pick us up a little white now. And we want to just skim down the side here. Just a little highlight. Just run it down the side. Just like so. Over here too, just in a couple places on this big tree, or bigger tree, just like so. And then do the same on this little one out here, about like so. Now, I know what you're thinking, but we're gonna go back and fix it. We're gonna get us some more Van Dyke brown now. And we're gonna come in and tone that white down, because we want the tree to have a light side, but the tree's also got to have a dark side. not to say that the tree's mean, but you know, it's got to have a light side and a dark side. Because if it's going to show light, it's got to show dark. Or it'll just look like a solid white line up here. And if you can't get that dark to show where you want it to, put a little blue in there. That blue will darken that brown down to almost, well, it will. It'll turn to black. But I think that did the trick. Yeah. That's all we need right there for that part of it. Then I'll clean out the brush a little bit. Okay, I think what we'll do now with this little brush that's got this brown and stuff on it is we'll come up here and we'll tap on just a little sap green. Just a little bit of sap green. Just like so. And I want to come up here and I just want to touch little places up here. I don't want a lot of leaves. I mean, I do want enough that we can see what we're doing. You know, we can tell that we are wanting to add some, but I'm not really trying to add enough that, I don't know. See, I can't say what I want to say. I just want to add a few. I don't want to come up here and kill everything, because if we did, you wouldn't be able to see the trees that we just put back here, the brown. If that makes any sense at all. Okay. Then I'm going to wash this brush out in a second. Because the one thing you got to think about right here is when we came up here and started making these trees, we didn't really have no intention of hiding nothing. You know, that wasn't our intention. All we want to do is just bring some life over here. We're not actually trying to hide nothing. So what we'll do is we'll come here at the bottom of these little trees. Well, first I'll tell you what we'll do. First things first is we'll go up here and we'll highlight these just real lightly. They don't have to have a ton of highlights on them. Just a little here and there, just to make them look like happy trees. We want them to be happy. There's not much sadder than a sad tree. That's all we need. Basically just a little bit of highlight, just to show that they're back here. About like so. That's all we need as far as those trees go. Then we'll come in here and we'll pick us up a little of the Indian yellow, a little bit of the yellow ochre, a little bit of the cad yellow. Brush mix them all, get us a different color. Oh yeah. Well, I might add just a hair green with that. That's kind of pretty. I like that. Yeah. And then we'll bring that in here. Maybe a little bit out here. Just put this down at the feet. Maybe in a couple places across here. Just add some flavor here and there. That's all we need. That's kind of pretty. I like that. Alright, then we'll get ready to wash this brush. Now I'm going to pick up my knife and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to steal a little bit of this Van Dyke brown, and I'm going to come right over here at the bottom of this little thing of land we made here, and I just want to come in here and just tap at random along the bottom here, and just have this come out about like so. And I mean, if you want to, you can let it come on back on it a little bit. I don't care if it comes up on the bank some. I ain't gonna cry about it. And then just all in this little peninsula here, just touch here and there. And then along this bank right here, just kind of touch. Now, you're only going to see so far around this bank. When it starts going that way, you're not going to see this side of it. I mean, that just ain't going to happen. So, if you want to see rock there, what you'd have to do is, you'd have to pretty much, like, bring you one out in the water out here. You know, just maybe make you one out in the water. I guess if you wanted to, you could bring one up on the bank. You know, let it sit on the bank, like so. There's no reason you can't bring one of these in here. You know, off that back in here like this, and you know, let it go out in the water a little bit. Right in here you can do the same thing. You know, you can bring some of these on further back along the bank, because everywhere you put one of these, we're gonna come back with a highlight, and probably come back with a little grass growing on top of them, you know. Alright, now, well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do that now. We already got our highlight color made over here. We'll come right here and we'll tap just a little bit of highlight on this side here, about like so. And we'll come back into the grass a little bit with this highlight color, about like so. And don't forget, we got to put water lines in here, so make sure that you keep that in mind when you're adding rocks and stuff to a painting that's out in the water. Is you're gonna have to come back and add water lines on them. So, you know, don't make it too hard for yourself to work around them. But at the same token, you know, hey, be artistic. You know, you feel like doing something a little more challenging that day, then by all means, have at it. About like that right there on that rock. Because see all of these rocks like this that's up on the bank like this, all we got to do on them is come back and put a little grass under them. But out here you got to put a water line on these. And a reflection kind of helps too, you know. So, It's just little stuff like that you want to kind of keep in the back of your mind when you go to making them. You don't want to get too carried away and do something that's going to cause you a lot of grief later on in your painting. But like I say, if you're feeling artistic, get after it. You know, this is your world. All right. Now I'll pick up just a little small brush here, and I'll come under this one and I'll pull down a reflection, just like so. Then I'll come over here and I'll pull this reflection down more in the middle, so it gives it that rounded look. And then just real lightly rub across it, just like so. Then I'll go ahead and wash that one out. And we'll just put him right back up. We didn't need him long at all, did we? Alright. I think what I will do, I'll grab a little of the sap green, and I'll bring it over here in all this cad yellow and yellow ochre color that we just pulled out a second ago. And I'll come right under this one. And I'll come right under this one. And we'll go ahead and set them two on down in the painting right quick. Go ahead and get that done. About like so. We got all our little trees done. Alright, so now we're going to pick up the knife again. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll come right out here with this little bit of white, and we'll go right under this rock and give him a water line, just like so. And we'll start working on our water line out here. We'll come right under here. We'll come right under here. Now sometimes when you're doing these water lines along the bank like this, sometimes it gets easier to do them with a brush. So if you don't feel comfortable using a knife to do these, you can do them with a brush, you know, with your script liner. Don't ever think that just because somebody's doing it with a knife that you're obliged or obligated to do it with a knife yourself. You don't have to. You can do it with whatever you feel comfortable doing it with. And if you get over here and touch that brown and pull a little bit of it in the water, well, that's not a bad thing, because it'll just make the water look a little dingy right up around the bank. It'll give it that kind of that muddy look that you have when you're up around a bank like that. But that's basically right there is about all you're gonna see coming around. You're not gonna see it around here. You know, just like you don't see the rocks over here. But you can come under here and put you another little ripple. We can come out here and add a ripple. You know, just basically wherever you wanna add some, you know, just little watermarks to make it look somewhat better, you know. Alright, one thing I don't like is the way this bank is right here. I don't like that line it's got right there. So I'm going to show you something you can do right quick to change that. come right into some sap green by itself. Just sap green by itself. And I'm going to come up into this rock a little bit. And then I'm going to come down. Like so. Just like that. And I'm going to tap this sap green around a little bit. Just like this. Bring it out. See how it's starting to fade into my other colors here? See that? Alright, then I'm going to come back into my cad yellow and we'll give us a highlight right here. Like that. And then I'm going to come over here and tap down again. Just like so. And then at the bottom just kind of work itself out. And you see what that did? It made that bank up here taller right there. And it just pushed that right on back. But once you start playing with a painting like this right here, oh my God, it's endless at the things you can do. I mean, it's like, you know, we got a filbert brush in here. You can clean out that filbert brush and you can come right over here and go right into the Van Dyke Brown and just out of nowhere up here. Well, let's do it like this. Let's come over here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna just come straight down, and I'm gonna come all the way off the canvas. All right. Then I will bring this up a little, like so. Whenever you're making a tree like this, you have to be careful, because these trees have a tendency to grow. Bob used to call this your bravery test. I didn't know what he meant at first, but I do now. I know exactly what he meant. What he meant was, if you're going to do this, be prepared for anything to happen, because it can happen. You can mess up pretty quick right here. But the thing of it is, if you mess up, it's fixable. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I like about oil as a medium. If you mess up, you can go back and repair it. And that's pretty cool. I mean, it's almost like you got a free get out of jail free card, you know. Just you get a chance to mess up, and then you can go back and fix it, and not even get a misdemeanor for it. Alright, about like that's what we're looking for. Okay. Then I'll grab the script liner again. Now that we done went and built another tree. Sometimes I don't know about me. Sometimes I don't know if I'm all there or not. Alright. We'll stay with the Van Dyke Brown here. I don't think we need a whole lot of tree here, or a whole lot of limbs, I should say. But we'll come out with a couple here and a couple there, just to say we got us a pretty decent little tree growing here. We're gonna put limbs on this one. I mean leaves on this one. We're not gonna leave it we're not going to leave it lacking for leaves. I mean, we're gonna add some. Just don't think we're gonna put a lot on it. I don't think it really needs a lot. I really don't. You know, every time you build a tree, it don't have to have a tremendous amount of leaves on it. Sometimes you can build a tree just for the details that you can add to the tree, just to give the tree itself the limelight rather than the limbs and the leaves on it. Because you know good and well, if we're going to go and add leaves to this tree now, we're going to have to stay in that theme of the color, you know, that spring, summerish kind of color. So by doing so, we don't want to come up here and put the same color on these trees. We're going to have to add a different color altogether. So let's say we come up here with some Van Dyke brown and white mixed together. That'll give us a kind of a light color. And I think that's really what we need. We don't really need a real dark color up here. We want it kind of light, I think. We'll see once we get done. I could be wrong. I have been known to make a mistake or two before. But if I did, I did. Won't be the first time. Not like so. About like so. And then I'll come across here with a little branch. Make it look like we got one coming this way on us. Alright, then I'm going to go and pick up just a little bit of alizarin crimson. And we'll come up here into my yellow ochre. Y'all know this is one of my favorite colors. This peach color here. I think it's a real pretty color on trees. Then I'm gonna come up, since we got a real light color behind it, I don't think it's gonna hurt our highlight color here. I think if anything it'll accent it. I'm gonna pick up just a hair bit of thinner here. Right back into my color. I mean, it's coming off okay, but I want it to come off just a little easier, especially over here on this side, because I want this color to be I want it to be separate in here in places. I don't want it touching everywhere. I want to see light between them. Because, yeah, like that. And come over here. this will be a little darker right in here, where it gets close to that other one. Maybe pick up a little more crimson. And darken this one a little bit. Where they come together right in there. Yeah, I like that. And then here, do the same thing. Bring this color over here, like so. And drop down to here on this limb. About like so. And bring some over here on this side. And this will be the dark side of this tree. So we do want this side to be seen pretty good. But not a highlight good. We want it to be seen dark good. About like so. Then we got this one side left here. See how this is a different color than that green, how it pushes that back? If we'd have came in there with this same kind of yellowish green highlight, it would have just blended right in. And that would have been a tangent. That's what the guy was telling me one time. I'd created a tangent in one of my paintings. And didn't know what he meant at first. But I do now. And I thank him for telling me. Okay, now to make that look more like a tree, I think what we'll do is I'm going to add a little bit of white to that yellow ochre and dark sienna color we had earlier. And I'm going to flatten it out and pick up just a little small roll. And I'm going to come right up here on this outside edge, and I'm just going to start lightly tapping. Just lightly tapping. Just like so. Just lightly tapping. And I'm going to bring that all the way around as far as I can. I want to tap it and come back in toward the other side. I want to tap and start coming toward the other side. Just like so. See how that's working out? I'm going to do that again right in here. Just kind of let it fade out. Just try to keep a tapping motion. Don't try not to drag it, because if you drag it, it's going to kill the whole effect. So just lightly tap, pick straight up, and come right behind it again, just like so. Just like that, all the way off the canvas. Just like so. And this add a lot of texture to that trunk. Then you can pick up that little small, where's it at? Right here. This little, oh crap, round brush, little round brush. Pick you up some of the Prussian blue. Come on the back side of that tree and just add you a reflective light down the side. and then just come back along that line and just barely tap it and let them colors blend together. Just lightly blend them together. Just like so. And then you can come up here with a little more of the Prussian blue. And right here you can come out from under this one with a shadow. Just like so. You can come out from under it with that one and this one. Just like so. And if you want, you can come up here and add just a little bit of shadow at the bottom of these bushes we made back here, just to let them, let them be seen that they are touching the ground back here. They don't have to be nothing real defined, but just a little something to, say, hey, we're back here too. That's all you got to do on your shadows here. I would say you could put one here, but this tree's going on off the canvas, so you don't have to do that. All right. Oh, yeah, I know what we need to do. We need to take the knife now, where the blue met the other color. Need to go ahead and tap that on out, get it smooth. You don't want to leave a unblended line there, because that'd be ugly. And that will catch up with you eventually. One day you'll look at it with your eye and you'll be like, something didn't work out for me right there. What did I do wrong? And the reason I know that's because it's already happened to me. I forgot to do it a couple times. And believe me, it will come back to haunt you. See how better that looks just being blended already? I mean, it just smoothed that right out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what y'all think, but I think this was a fun, very fun, different kind of little scene. I called it Valley View. Of course, if you paint it, you can paint it however you want. You don't have to add nothing I added. You don't have to, you can do it exactly this way if you want to. It's entirely up to you. You can come here and put a little cabin, which I guess I should have. I probably should have done that. That would have been an awesome view looking out over this lake and all. Don't know that I won't. Like if somebody sees this painting, they say, man, if it had a cabin sitting right there, I'd buy it. Well, I'll put a cabin there. But the way, everything just, it comes together, but you just have to break it up, into steps, like do this side, do the sky, then do the water, and bring the painting towards you. And when you do that, it all works out. So, but I'm kind of digging this one. I like it. I hope y'all like it. I'm gonna go ahead and sign this one. And by all means, if you try it, let me know. Send me a picture of it. I'd like to see how you do on it. About the only thing I really just ain't 100% happy with is the separation right here. How it just, the land just stops right there. But as long as I own this painting, I always know why these bushes are here. Because my grandson was here. And I wanted to show him something, easy that I could do. That was a little more exciting. These colors excited him. If I'd have just bought a patch of grass under there, that wouldn't have excited him. So I did that for my grandson. And that's, that means something to me. It may not mean nothing to anybody else in the world. And it don't have to. That's the thing about, paintings. When they speak to somebody, whether you know what it's saying to that person or not, it don't matter. Because if a painting speaks to a person and they want it, it don't matter how much it costs. It don't matter what it looks like to nobody else. Once a painting speaks to you, it's done spoke to you. But with that being said, y'all just keep in mind that I love you guys and God loves you more. I thank y'all very much for joining. Every time I post a video, getting views on it it's overwhelming to a country guy like myself. Just doing something I love doing. And I don't know. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you guys all night. I really could, but I know y'all got things to do. All right, guys. I will be updating everybody as to what I come up with on this member only thing for doing a little paint contest every. I don't know if I'll be able to do it two times a month or not. I don't know. Just depends on how busy we are. A lot of it's going to have to do with how good the channel's doing too. Because right now I'm having to struggle to just pump out videos trying to get my subscribers. And when I get to where it slows down a little bit, to where I ain't got to just continue pumping out videos all the time, it gives you a little more time to do stuff like that. Have a little friendly competition and give away a little money, because this stuff ain't cheap. Painting gets kind of expensive when you go to adding up everything you got to have. Thinners and brushes and paints and easels and canvases. I mean, anybody that does it, y'all know it's expenses in it. So, all right. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. As far as I can tell, everything looks finished. All right. I don't, other than coming in here, probably could have put just a couple distant looking evergreens, but I mean, I think it looks good without them. I'm going to say we're done, guys. Thank y'all very much for joining me. Y'all have a blessed night. And I'll be back just as soon as I can. And we'll pump out another one. Have a great night.